What is up, guys? Welcome back to the kingdom. My name's Ashura, and today I've got something special. We're talking about Marvel Snap. I'm going to be going through the whole new player experience with you guys. I've hit collection level 1300, well, almost 1297, but we're pretty close. So I feel like I've got enough experience now that I've been playing this game for the last 2 months, and I can let you guys know everything you need to know coming into this game. First off, the game's not going to explain everything to you. It's unfortunate, but that's why I'm here. Gonna let you guys know exactly how to play the game, what you want to do if you want to progress quicker. If you guys just want pretty cards, I can also let you guys know how to do that. And we're gonna work our way through it. I'll be showing you guys a few different features, but in the meantime, hit that button down below, like and subscribe. A shocking 95% of you guys haven't subscribed yet that are watching right now, so go ahead, hit that button below. Make me happy, make yourselves happy with some new content, and we're diving right into it. Let's go. Alright guys, so first things off, things might look a little different if you guys are on mobile. The game is going to be looking pretty different just because, you know, it's less screen space, but this is what it's going to look like on the desktop. You know, naturally easiest to record on this, so this is how we'll be going through it. But I promise you guys all the features are the same. There's nothing on desktop that you guys get more than mobile, so either way you guys can play this desktop or mobile, and your progress is going to combine. It's going to be going back and forth. I've absolutely had no trouble switching between either, so if you're kind of hesitant like I was at first to have it on 2 different places, I promise you, they made it pretty easy for us. It's not difficult at all. While we're here, guys, I'll explain a few things on the screen. If you guys look at the left of the screen, it's going to give you guys some news and updates. So looking at that, you guys just saw it turn. That was the Spotlight Cache, so we're going to get into that a little bit later. But here we also have the We Are Venom season. So that is the current season right now in October. Each month we're going to have a new season that's going to have a new battle pass for you guys. That battle pass is $10 a month. And so what that battle pass is going to contain, it's going to contain one new Series 5 card for you guys, which is going to be 6,000 collector's tokens if you guys miss out on the chance of grabbing it. If you guys don't grab the season pass, unfortunately you do have to get that then later if you guys want to be able to play that card. Likewise, here on the left, it'll show you tips of the day. You know, typically after playing, you know, you're gonna realize pretty much quickly how to play the game. It's super simple. I'll even go through at the end, guys, a quick test game for you, so that way you guys can get a good flow of the game, kind of see how it's like see if you want to even play the game out. Then, guys, to our right, we're gonna have our daily missions. We'll have our season pass missions, and we're also gonna have some special missions that pop up, I believe, about once a week, and that has to do with, again, our Spotlight Cache as well as the season pass. So let's go ahead and dive into those daily missions. These daily missions give us experience, so that way we can get through the season pass as well as, you know, gain different materials and resources for ourselves, so that way we can upgrade cards and progress our collection level. Alright guys, so the first thing I want to show you is your collection. So this is going to be a pool of all your cards, and it's going to show you what you've unlocked and what you haven't unlocked. And so there are 5 different series that you can get. There's Series 1, Series 2, Series 3, Series 4, and Series 5. And so Series 1, 2, and 3 are going to be pretty easy for you guys to complete. Once you guys hit collection level 497, you'll have completed 1 and 2 automatically. So from 1 to 497, you'll be unlocking those Series 1 and 2 cards and be able to complete those in full. From there, it's going to slow down a little bit in how you get Series 3, 4, and 5, because suddenly you'll be able to unlock all 3 of those. But I'm going to show you guys in depth on what it means to get a Series 3 card, what it means to get a Series 4 and 5 card, because it is a little bit different than just playing the game, progressing your collection level, and getting those Series 1 and 2 cards pretty easily, because every 8 collection levels you're going to unlock a new card, and that's going to be either a Series 1 depending on what collection level you are, or a Series 2. After that, you'll be getting caches every 12 levels, and you'll have a chance to unlock a Series 3 card, or get something cosmetic, or get more resources for yourself in the game to progress. And so you might be asking yourself, what does a Series 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 card look like? And I'm going to show you that right here. So to differentiate between them, you can click on the card, and on mobile, it'll be right above the card in this little spot right there. But here on computer, you'll look to the left, and Nova is a Series 1 card. So this will be one of the first cards you ever unlock. Then we have a Series 2 card in Iceman. So you'll unlock him after you get all of your Series 1 cards. When you start dipping into the pool 2, you'll get Series 2 cards, and then naturally after that, once you hit that collection level of 497, you'll start unlocking Series 3 cards, like the hood right here. After that, you are going to start collecting 4 and 5 cards at the same time as Series 3 cards. But these cards are going to be unlocked a little bit different. While you can collect Series 3 cards through caches, the Series 4 and 5 cards are not available, unfortunately, in caches. So what I mean by that is you're going to need to use collector's tokens. This is something you unlock about collection level 497. So again, that 497 is critical. That's a big stepping stone from you are collecting only level 1 and 2 cards to collecting those Series 3, 4, and 5 cards. And Series 4 and 5 cards, I will tell you guys now, take a little bit longer to accrue. You're gonna have to pool your resources that way you get the cards that you want. And unfortunately, I'll let you guys know ahead of time in this video, this game, if you are a collector and you want to collect every single card, it's gonna take a second for you guys to do that. If you guys don't want to drop money into this game, it's going to take a little bit of time, but you can play this as a free to play. There is no reason you can't. I am free to play in this game, other than the season pass. I will admit I buy the season pass, but the season pass is always a lot of fun. Alright guys, so to be able to understand how you're going to be unlocking cards, and what I mean by collection level is that as you upgrade different cards that you get, cosmetically, you're going to be able to increase your collection level. And there's a big difference from Series 1, 2, and 3 to, the type of cards that you're going to be getting, so to speak. So looking here at 202, we got our last Series 1 card. For me, this was Forge. Something good to keep in mind is that from player to player, it's going to be different, the cards you unlock. So the first card I unlock is going to be completely random to what the next player unlocks. So my last card to unlock in Series 1 was Forge. For someone else, it could be completely different. It could have been that Nova card for them, for all I know, but it's going to be different. Then here at 208, we have my first Series 2 card. So this is the first Series 2 card I unlocked, Ebony Maw. For someone else, again, this is going to be completely different. It's going to have the whole Series 2 to choose from, and it is random. Now, once you guys have completed Series 1 and 2, Series 3, 4, and 5 will unlock together automatically. And so this is going to be a little bit overwhelming if you didn't know what was happening, and you might be like, wow, there's a lot of new cards for me to unlock, and I'm not quite sure how to unlock these yet. So let me tell you how. Series 3, you will start unlocking naturally. So throughout your collection levels, you will start getting some Series 3 cards out of your caches. So here you can see Captain Marvel was my first Series 3 card to unlock, and after that I started to unlock more, but not every single cache, as you can see, is going to give you a card. So these next two caches I unlocked, we can't see what they were, but they gave me either a resource such as credits, or they possibly gave me a different variant of the card, an avatar, a title. These are different things that you are able to unlock throughout the caches. Now, you guys might be asking yourselves, what is that thing to the left of you, Ashura? What is a spotlight cache? Because that's exactly what it is. It's a spotlight cache. So what this does is once you hit about that collection level 497 or somewhere in that area, you will unlock this and you are able to now get Series 4 and 5 cards. And what the spotlight cache is that every week there's going to be 3 cards in there, one being a completely new Series 5 card, and the other 2 either being a repeat Series 5 or repeat Series 4 card. And as you progress, every 120 levels, you'll get something that's called a Spotlight Key. Now, what this Spotlight Key does is it'll unlock one of the 4 random cards for you. And so you could get a new Series 5 card that just dropped that week, 2 cards that were a repeat, or that mystery slot, and it's going to give you a random 4 or 5 series card. Now, that random slot, it does have a chance to give you a duplicate card. And what that means is that if you get a duplicate card that you already own, it's going to convert it into collector's tokens. You'll get 1,000 collector's tokens, and what these collector's tokens do is it lets you shop in the collector token shop for different new Series 4 and 5 cards. And let me show you what that looks like right now. So here, guys, we have the token shop. So what this means is that we have 4 different slots here, and one slot will be a ultimate variant for a card you own. So that means you can spend 5,000 tokens to get a different variant of a card. I personally do not recommend spending your tokens on this because tokens are very hard to come by. It is a very slow grind to get them, and I think using them to grab a variant, unless you desperately like that variant or that is a card you use a lot, I personally think it's not the best usage of your tokens if you're trying to complete your collection or progress in this game, but to each their own. If you really like that card, like you like this Iceman card, it is it's pretty clean. Like that's a pretty card. Personally though, I would much rather save my tokens so I can get a new card that makes the deck more viable. Alternatively, if you don't want to spend a spotlight key to get the new series 5 card in that spotlight cache, you can then spend 6,000 collector's tokens to grab it outright, because gotta remember that spotlight cache is going to be random. You will spend 1 key and then get one of those 4. It's gonna be a little bit random, and you can't get duplicates, so that is the nice thing. If you spend 2 keys on that second key, you'll have a 33% chance to hit what you want there. Naturally, if you spend 2 keys, you don't get quite what you want, you'll spend that 3rd key, and then it's a 50-50 on whatever you get. Of course, if you spend 4 keys, you will get all 4 of the options. So definitely, if there is a card that you want in there, save up 4 keys. That way you can guarantee that you're going to get it. I've definitely seen people who have 2 or 3 keys and think, well, I'll play the odds, I'll get the new card. That's the only card I want out of this set. And unfortunately, they spend all their keys and they don't get it. And it's pretty tough. I will say though, keys, you get about 1.25 each week, and when I mean 1.25, you obviously don't get a fourth of a key, but you're a fourth of the way to getting a new key. So again, you get about 1 key each week, and so while that's not a guarantee on getting the 1 card you want, if you save these keys, say there is a spotlight week that you're just kind of like, well, I don't need those cards, I really don't need them for any deck, then you can save that key, save it for the next one, have a bigger chance of getting that card that you want. Or be like me, I've got 6 keys at the moment. I know that next week I'm going to grab Scorn, and I know the week after that I want to grab Toxin. Well, fortunately for me, I'm at 6, which means that if I get my 1 other key that next week and the week after, I will have 8 keys, which means that no matter what, the 2 new cards I want out of the 8 I can get. And that also means, as being a new player, I'm getting 8 new cards that I don't have already. That's incredible. That is actually incredible value. So I definitely recommend saving up 4 keys. That way you can open up the spotlight cache, get whatever you want, because personally, if I hit the card I want on the first try, I'm going to save my other 3 keys. There's no reason to spend them if I'm not going to use those cards. Definitely save your keys, be able to use them during a time where you are going to want to use them. So guys, other than the new Series 5 card that comes out in your spotlight cache, as well as the ultimate variant to a card, we have the option to spend our collector's tokens on a Series 4 or 5 card that randomly comes to a shop. That will switch about every 8 hours. So personally for me, that is 3 p.m. Eastern time, 11 p.m. and 7 a.m. Eastern time. So for you, it'll be different naturally if you're in a different time zone, but go ahead and learn when that shop rotates. That way you're never caught by surprise. If you want to keep a Series 4 or 5 card that you might want to unlock, go ahead and pin it. That means it's going to stay in the shop. It's not going to move away from you. So that way, if you're like me, you're at 1,500 collector's tokens, maybe you want to unlock this card Meek, and it's at 3,000, you can take your time, collect those tokens, and then finally get that card that you want. And again, if you don't want it, then you know what, no hard feelings, you can go ahead and unpin it, and next time the shop's going to rotate, that'll move on. And so that is how you get your Series 4 and 5 cards. You'll get them through spotlight caches and through the shop. You'll get collector's tokens unlocked through either collection levels. You'll get 100 each time you hit a cache and it decides to give you those collector tokens. Those caches can either give you new cards from Series 3 or a collector's tokens or resources like credits. And so those credits are going to help you unlock your those cards will help you upgrade your current existing cards, so that way they can look better visually, and that way you can infinity split them. Which, don't worry guys, if you guys don't know what an infinity split is, again, we'll be talking about that in a little bit. But the shop here is going to help you tremendously. Now, you do have a 4th option in being able to grab a mystery Series 3 card for 1,000 tokens. Now, this might seem nice as an option because your Series 3 collection is going to progress more slowly than what your Series 1 or 2 did. But do not be discouraged and don't use your collector's tokens on this, because I will say, while it does feel nice to just use 1,000 to get a random Series 3 card, it is going to slow down your progression on Series 4 and 5, which are the better cards, honestly, out of all the series. Those cards are going to be powerhouses, and you're going to definitely want 1 or 2 of those for each of your decks, just because they really help make the decks a little bit more synergistic and a little bit more deadly, to be honest. Now, you might be saying, well, if things are slowing down, why do I want to keep playing this game? You know, how do I progress as quick as I can? Because I personally like to try and get a lot of the cards, that way I can play any deck I want. Well, that is where this next shop down below comes into play. So once per season, so about once per month, you'll be able to collect a Series 3 card for free of your choice. Now, they don't give you a whole list to then choose out, hey, I want this card and I'm gonna get it. You instead have to wait every 8 hours. You're going to see a new card pop up, like I have Bast here. You know, Bast has been a consideration for me for a deck that I've been playing. I'm not 100% sure if I'll grab it, but you know, I've got right now 24 minutes left to decide if I do want it. So you guys will have the same options. You know, if you don't want it, no hard feelings. Again, that card will be replaced by a different card and you'll have the option to collect that one or just wait. And so each season you'll have a chance to do that one time. If I were to collect this right now, then you know what, I want to be able to have another one. And that's kind of the name of the game. You gotta either wait for something good. If you see something good, maybe pick it up, because you're not sure when you'll see it again or when you'll unlock it. Because again, every 12 levels after 500, you're going to unlock a cache, and that might have a new card for you. It might not, but you never know. So you kind of want to play your resources out, see what you can do, and you're going to want to prioritize what types of decks you're playing. So if you have, you know, a discard deck that you enjoy very much, you're going to maybe want to wait till those discard cards start popping up, and then you can start collecting those. But if you want to play a bounce deck, you're going to want to maybe wait and say, okay, I'll pick up Bast because it's great to reset my hand. Or, you know, pick up Mysterio because, you know what, it goes great in an Agent Venom deck right now. Who knows? But you do have those options because you get that one free Series 3 card each month. And again, you're not collecting just one Series 3 card each month. You'll be collecting more as you go through those caches, as you progress your collection level. And I've been saying collection level a lot. You guys might say, okay, what is your collection level? Like, I know you're at 1300. What's going on? You said some other people are at 15,000. You know, you start getting Series 3 at 497. How does that work exactly? How do I upgrade that? Let me show you now. So guys, to essentially upgrade your cards and as well as progress your collection level, you're going to be collecting boosters while you play, and you're going to be collecting credits as well while doing missions. And so both of these come into play to basically upgrade your cards visually and then create infinity splits. So here I have Mr. Negative. I haven't upgraded him at all, and so you can see I have the required boosters as well as the credits to upgrade them. So here I've only need 5 boosters as well as 25 credits. This is the lowest amount that you'll ever need. It's only going to go up from there, but promise you, with just playing the game naturally, you'll be able to upgrade these guys pretty easily, and as well as bring your collection level up. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade him. So first level, we got a frame break right here. So as you can see, he's sitting a little bit outside the frame right now. He looks a little bit better, and so each level upgrade is going to then give you a little bit extra. And so once we progress here, you can see I got 1 bonus collection level, and so that let me hit my next part. So I was able to unlock 50 credits. Boom, I actually made credits off of that upgrade. So I spent 25, I got 50. That's an extra 50 or 25 for me. And so that brings us back to our collection level here. So you can see to the left, that's our spotlight cache. I haven't done any this week because I don't feel like I need any of those cards. None of those cards feel like they go quite right in my decks, so I'm going to leave them alone. I'm going to save my 6 keys for next week when I do need them. And so as you can see, every 12 levels we're going up. My last cache, I got 200 credits out of it instead of a card. Perfectly fine. We can use those credits to upgrade other collection or upgrade other cards and then bring our collection level even higher. So you can also see our next spotlight key is in 32 levels. Not too bad. And you might be saying, wow, does it take a while to upgrade these levels? It really doesn't. You're going to be getting about 6 boosters for a card each full game that you're playing, and after a little while you're gonna find that you've got more boosters and then credits to upgrade. So you're always gonna have something to upgrade once you get those credits. It's just a matter of prioritizing what you want to upgrade and what you want to look fine and fancy. Alright guys, so I've been talking about infinity splits for a little bit, but let me show you guys exactly what those are. So an infinity split is when you upgrade your card to the maximum. So naturally when you first upgrade it, it's gonna have a frame break like this with Misty Knight. You can see It's coming out a little bit of the frame there. Then after that, you're gonna have a rare edition where, you know, look at this. It looks nice and pretty and blue. It's got that rare border. And you've got, you know, your purple effects here after that upgrade, where the card is going to be a little bit animated, where you can see in that background, you know, it is moving, or the character's like cape is moving, stuff like that. You also have, you know, naturally your legendary border, where the title of that card, Squirrel Girl, is gonna be shiny. It's gonna look good, and you're also gonna have all those other effects on top of it, so it's gonna be animated coming out of the border. And finally, but not least, you're going to have your infinity split. So it's gonna look like this, where you have that infinity border where it's nice purple, blue, very cosmic, you know. As naturally, you'll have those other effects as well. That blade, you know, you can see him, that title looks good. He's got his blades coming out of the thing, so he's got that frame break as well. But after that, you can upgrade those cards further, so that way you can then upgrade them to infinity a second time. You might be asking, why do I do that? Well, you get extra effects throughout that. So looking at this card right here, I have a foil background as well as a green glimmer on it. That means I've upgraded this card at least fully 3 times. And so if we look, I have a few different effects for this card actually. So we could do just regular background, we can have a white glimmer, I could have a green glimmer, I have a foil background, a foil green glimmer, as well as a prism background with a white glimmer. So what that means is that each time you fully upgrade the card, you'll get a random effect out of 128 of them. And so it's going to give you different combinations here, like foil backgrounds, prism backgrounds, gold backgrounds to be, you know, popping and stylish. You'll have inked, which is black and white. Those look phenomenal. And as you keep splitting your cards, they're only going to get better and better. And naturally, if you're trying to find one, it might take a little bit to get to it, but I promise you, you'll get there eventually. And it makes the cards look nice as heck. So if you guys are looking for something a little more creative, something to show off, like that you've been maybe playing the game for a little bit, or that, you know, you have a favorite card that you truly love, then this is the way to basically customize and really show it off for your opponents. Something else to note, guys, is that while in the game there are variants to different cards, these variants are strictly cosmetic. They just make the card look different and better for you. Now, if you are trying to work on infinity splits, something to keep in mind is that the variants do not mess you up whatsoever. It doesn't start you back from zero. All variants will contribute to the same card. So if you split one variant 2 times and split another variant another 2 times, you'll still be able to use all of those effects combined. And so let me show you kind of how that looks with Blade right here. So naturally, guys, you'll be able to see here with Blade that I've got 2 different variants for him, and so I can switch between those actually. So if I go to my custom card, I can then also switch to this other different artwork of Blade and also use these for him. So very customizable in the game. If you unlock a different variant, you know, after you've already split a card like 8-9 times, then you can still use those effects for the new variant you got right away. So very convenient. You know, there's no backtracking, there's no having to wait in case you get a artwork that you like better. No, just go ahead and split your cards, and then that way you can use those effects on any of the variants that you guys get in the future. Super simple. So guys, as a quick review, in this game you have 5 different series to collect. You have series 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You'll collect all of series 1 and 2 before collection level 500. After that, you will have 3 series to unlock. That is 3, 4, and 5. Series 3 is going to by far be the easiest because you're going to unlock those with your caches as you go out throughout the game and as you upgrade your collection level. Series 4 and 5 are going to be a little more challenging because those cards are going to appear in both the season pass as well as spotlight caches. You know, I highly recommend save your spotlight keys, so that way when you see a cache that, or a spotlight cache that has multiple cards you don't have, you can use your keys to get multiple cards that you don't own. Or if you have just one card that you need to find out of there because it is random, save 4 keys for it. At best, you'll hit it on the first try and you've got 3 extra keys for the next week or for a future week. Otherwise, maybe you hit it on the 4th try, which is unfortunate, but again, if you're a new player, you're going to get 4 new cards that you didn't already have, and you can go ahead and use those cards for free to your decks. Now, let me show you guys a quick game of Marvel Snap. Again, it is only 6 turns if you guys don't know, and it's 12 cards a deck, so it's very easy to make a deck, and playing the game is incredibly easy. We're going to go ahead and show you how it goes. Alright guys, so while we're waiting here, this is your moment to basically choose, make sure that you have your proper deck equipped. If you haven't found an opponent, you can go ahead and hit that cancel button, make sure that you put that proper deck in. We've got our proper deck, so I'm not too worried. But here we are, we found a new opponent, and so you can see on our left, right below me, we have that energy. And so what that means is that each turn we'll start out with one energy, and we'll go up from there up until 6 energy. Sometimes that can change, like this first location actually gave us an extra energy, so now we can go ahead and play a 2-drop if we wanted instead of a 1-drop this first turn. But you know, here we are. I'm gonna go ahead and just play the 1-drop. This is exactly what I want. I'm hitting something on my right. This is classic discard working its best, but you know, we're not really talking about discard today. I'm just trying to show you guys how the game works. And so you have 6 turns, you've got 3 different locations. A new location is going to be shown after each one of these turns. So after, you know, that turn 3, we'll know each location, we'll be able to plan accordingly. And so let's say that first location, I didn't like it, I didn't want to put anything there. There's no penalty to being able to put a card at 2nd or 3. The only penalty you might get is that if that location says cards here have -2 energy or -2 power. Sucks, but sometimes that's the gamble you take. So another thing to keep in mind here is I didn't have a turn 2 play other than play these 0 drops. I personally didn't want to play it. This deck can combo with them a little bit later in the game. I don't need to exactly show my hand yet, and so I'm keeping them in my hand. Another key thing to keep in mind is you can only have 7 cards in your hand, so if you're at that 6 or 7, you might want to start playing some cards. That way you're not keeping yourself from drawing cards. After you drop a card, as you can see, I thought twice about it. I don't quite want to put that card there. I kind of want to stack them here, so there's nothing wrong with that. I can pull it back to my hand and put it back where I want to if I haven't ended the turn yet. You know, here you can see I'm doing the classic discard thing. Something else I want to point out to you guys is that on the right we have our cubes, and so cubes are basically what you're wagering and how you progress through your ranked levels. And so each ranked level is going to have 7 cubes that you need to acquire before you go to the next one. So right now I'm currently rank 83. I'll need to collect 7 cubes so I'll get to rank 84. And so each game you have a chance to get the max amount of cubes is 8. And so the way that works is that if I were to say, let's say, oh wow, I'm doing really good here, I do kind of think I'm gonna win this game, I'm gonna snap. So actually I'm gonna snap for you guys. This is a decent hand for me. I'm gonna play Apocalypse or Dracula right here. You know, I feel like my hand is pretty decent. I think I can combo some things. So again, I'll snap. You can see it says next turn I'll get 2 cubes if my opponent leaves. If I win the game, I'll get 2 cubes. But if they decide to snap as well, that cube count is going to go up. And so as we play the game, we'll be able to see here they played a card that actually enabled us to have 7 turns this game. So there are many different cards that give you different effects. You know, I'm kind of on the fly right here because I don't know what my opponent 100% is doing. I don't 100% know this person's deck, but I do know my deck. And so right here, normally I would play this 5-drop, but we're actually going to play this 3-drop right here and make everything okay. Alright guys, so jumping ahead a little bit here, we are on the final turn now, so you guys can see my opponent hasn't decided to snap. He might not be feeling confident this game. Oh, there it is. So he just snapped. So we went from 4 cubes being possibly gained to 8. So I am going to play this game out. I'm not 100% sure if I will win this game, but you know, if our opponent wins, congrats to them, they get 8 cubes. If I win, cool, I'll go up a level. But you know, there are times where people are bluffing and they don't 100% think they have the game, but they'll snap because other people think that, oh man, if they're snapping, they're definitely gonna have the game. But for you guys, I'm gonna play this out and we're gonna see how it goes. Here we are. Here's the moment of truth. Let's see if we are able to take this game here. You know, cards are being revealed. Our opponent has priority, so his cards are going to be shown first. Next will be our cards here. Unfortunately, I'm thinking here, I don't think we quite got there. Unfortunate, but congrats to our opponent. They were able to get there, and get those 8 cubes. So as you can see, there's a variety of decks in this game. You know, I don't even 100% know after 2 months of this game how things will go, but you know, you don't win them all. You don't win them all. That's honestly all I can say, is that even at this rank, you know, I've played this game quite decently. Things are not going to be going 100% what you think. So, you know, that's the game in a nutshell. As you guys can see here too, after each game, you're going to be getting boosters. I got some boosters for Swarm here, and so you'll be going up and down on your rank level depending on how many cubes you get. You know, you can exit out of this, and then as you can see in my top right here, I did complete some challenges, and so we'll go ahead and grab those. You can have a max of 6 missions at a time. Every 8 hours, those missions will refill, so you'll get 2 more. And then you can also, as you can see here, there are weekly challenges where once you've completed 25, you can start collecting these. You know, every 5 you'll get a new little bundle, and you'll get a little bit of credits, gold, and experience that goes straight towards your season booster. Alright guys, and so that's the basics of the game. You know, I think I went through pretty much over everything that you're going to need as a new player. Now, I didn't explore every nook and cranny of this game for you guys. It would take a bit longer to be doing that, but you know, I did go over the basics with you guys as a new player. This is what you should know. There are 5 series. We have series 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We unlock series 1 and 2 in its entirety before we get to anything else. After that, you'll get 3, 4, and 5 at the same time. 4 and 5 can only be unlocked through either the season pass or collector's tokens or spotlight caches. So using a combination of those 3, you're going to want to be trying pulling your resources so that way you can get cards effectively. But at the same time, I implore you guys, you know, save your resources. Make sure that what you're grabbing is exactly what you're going to want to use for decks. And it's going to be fun, honestly, because this is unfortunately is not a game where you can play in a month and collect every single card. That, I'll be honest, unless you decide to drop money upon money, you are not going to get all the cards. But that's okay, because if you decide, hey, I really like a discard deck, or I like bounce decks, or I really like just a 1-drop deck where I'm gonna flood the board, you can do that. Like, once you discover what you like to play, which with series 1 and 2 should give you a nice taste of what decks that you do want to play, you can then start focusing on those decks and collecting those cards, making sure that you have those required cards. And after that, then you know what, you can start using your resources to try more experimental stuff. Try stuff that you haven't played before and that you might like. I recently discovered that I kind of like bounce decks, so I'm going to be moving away a little bit from discard and be grabbing some of those more bounce oriented cards, such as, honestly, Mysterio for my Agent Venom deck. He actually just popped up in my free claims for season 3, so I'll be grabbing him. In fact, let me just show that to you guys right now. Boom. He just popped up right there. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna grab him. Are you sure? Remember, guys, you can only grab 1 series 3 per season. That is the free one that, you know, rotates in the shop. You will get more series 3 cards throughout collecting caches, but this free one that you can target is only once per season. But boom, just got it. Now I've got that card. It was completely free, you know. I can throw him in my Agent Venom deck right away, and it's gonna be a good time. So I do implore you guys, you know, really think about the game, think about your resources and how you're gonna do it. After series 2, this game does become more of a resource management game, but it is very fun. I love the game, and if you guys have any questions on how this works, feel free to leave a comment. I'll try and answer them the best I can. Again, I've only been playing the game for 2 months, but these are my thoughts on it. I do believe that as a game, it could be easier to collect some of these cards, but that is not everything in the game. The game is very fun, and I do enjoy playing the same deck over and over. You know, there are different lines that are to be made with a deck that only has 12 cards, quite frankly. You know, switching out 1 card does make a big difference. So I implore you guys, you know, experiment, have fun with the game. There's a lot to it, you know, between spotlight caches, getting your series 3 complete, and just honestly collecting cards. There's a lot to be had in this game. I love the game a lot. I've been playing it quite a bit. So if you guys have any questions, again, hit me up in the comments below. I'll answer them the best I can in a timely manner. and I'll see you guys next time. Ashura out.